Hi, it's so glad to be here. Just a quick note that whenever I feel nervous, I usually say the peep word. So if you guys hear any peep word, please excuse me. Yeah, woman of truth. Okay, I'm so humbled to be here. Thank you very much, Ted, to invite me. This is a really great chance for me to be here, to be honest, because I have a chance to prove people, especially those who follow me on Facebook, that I'm not just a mean person, but I'm also a good person. And by a good... and for those of you who follow me on Facebook that expect me to be here and criticize something and throw shade on some people, please, I'm not here for that. I'm here for, in the spirit of TED, I'm going to share. Well, as you all know, well, not all of you, but some of you know, that I'm a songwriter, and bragging about, self-bragging is not just one of my characteristics. But let me remind you that I have a lot of potential rewards, and quite famous on Facebook. Yeah. So let's just not brag about that. But let's show the clip of me receiving awards right there. No, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. So I'm a songwriter. I started my career 4 years ago, 2013. Everything was new. I was so fresh. Yeah. And at that time, I think that the only job a composer do is to write music. And the only job that a singer would do is to sing it. And we are going to release the product, and we're going to sell it, and everything was fine. But time after time, when I get involved into more serious projects with the, how do we call it, the upper class singer, you know, the A-class singer, that I realized that it's not just simple by just write a song and sing it and just release it. You have to do more than that. You have to sell it. You have to sell more. And in order to sell more, you have to create a market that consumes more. So, how do we do that? How do we create a market that consumes more and more of your product? How do we make Taylor Swift a star? How do we make Katy Perry a star? That's a long story, but yeah, let me make it short. Okay, so before I jump onto that, here's some questions. Which articles have you read today? Anyone? Which article? Online, offline, newspapers, what have you read today? Well, that's a sensitive case, right? Well, think, okay, just think. And among those that you have read today, how many of them that belong to the entertaining section? How many of them belong to the entertaining section? How many piece of articles that you read about Justin Bieber, about Taylor Swift, about some famous people, some hot Instagrammer, and how many of that information that you are so eager to share with your friends on your lunch break? Yeah. So, imagine, you wake up one day, you come to work or you come to school, and then you read the news. You read a piece of articles online. Let's say you read about how many boyfriends that Taylor Swift has dumped. And then yeah, right? And then just right in the moment you feel that, shit, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for my language again. And you feel that, damn, I need to share it on my Facebook. I feel so sorry for her, that pathetic girl. I need to, why she has to experience so many boyfriends. And then you post it on your Facebook. And then you lean over to your friends beside you and say, hey, do you know how many boyfriends she does? And then you two just talk about that. And then you find a group and you talk about that. And you express your feeling on your Facebook statuses and your Twitter, and you show your anger over Taylor Swift, or you show your sympathy over the fact that Ariana Grande just canceled her tour in Vietnam just because she's sick. I was angry too. But yeah, and at the end of the day, you come home and you sleep, and before sleeping you think that, yes, this is a really meaningful day, because why? Because I have my own opinion. Because I have shown my opinion. I express my feeling on my Facebook. It has over 100 likes and people are so with me. I have made my voice heard. But you don't know that one thing, your opinion, so you think that you make your own opinion, but actually your own opinion is given to you by a group of people who have worked so hard. Just to lead you, just to make you to have that feeling, just to make you to post on your Facebook. So, how do we do that? So, let's meet my friend, Kim. No, that's Kim Kardashian, sorry. Now this is my friend Kim. Okay. So Kim is an artist. She's a singer. And she wants to be promoted. And luckily I was on her team. So, my job is to make him a star. Okay? So how do we do that? Let me remind you, in show business, there are only two kinds of people in the show business. One is the consumers, and two, the rest is the creators. And since I was on her team, so I am the creator. So what do we create Kim's story to make people fall in love with her or hate her? We don't care, we just make her to be the spotlight. So, how do we do that? We study the market. We circle the market. We want to know what you talk about every day. We want to dive into your daily conversation to understand about you. What makes you interested? What keeps you interested? What keeps you angry? What keeps you happy? And when we got the keyword, we would apply it to this Kim, this plain Kim. So I assume, to my very personal assumption, that there are two keywords that would take the spotlight and never die 3 times. That is 1, plastic surgery, and 2, scandalous personal life. So assume I have that 2 keywords, and then, okay, Kim, let's give you some plastic surgery. And then we have this Kim, okay? Whatever you call. So, this Kim has something to tell. This Kim has a story. So what do we do now? We publish her story on every platform that you can easily access to and read it. And we want to make sure that every single one of you read it. With every title we could make, with every title we could come up to, with every story that we could come up to from different points of view, we make this Kim with the new look alive. Okay. And by giving you the chance to access to Kim's story easily, by spreading it over the platforms, in return you unconsciously give us back 3 things of you, 3 exclusive things of you. Guess what? Time, attention, emotion. By time and attention, I mean the time you actually click on the article and read about this Kim with the new look, and the time you actually think about that issue, the time you actually come to your friend and say, hey, I just heard that there's some Kim with the new melon. And then you're gonna spread the news over to more and more people. That is the time and attention. And by emotion, I mean the reaction you have toward that news. We want to make sure that you react just like what we wanted. And how do we do that? We create the story in the direction that we want. If Kim with the melon is just plain. It has nothing to talk about there. We have to create a story. So if we want people to hate the Kim, we would so criticize about how women could do plastic surgery and this and that. But if we want people to feel sorry for her, then we will create a tearful story about Kim has to do a good job just to make a job to take care of her parents, to pay the bills, or Kim was just too lonely that she decided to grow a bad boobs just to make friends with it. Well, whatever content you might think of and reporters think of. And you know what? We manage the reporters. We could create every story we want, as long as we know what keeps you interested, what keeps you spreading the gossip. And my friend, no matter how you love or hate this Kim, no matter how love or no matter how sorry you feel for her, or no matter how love you throw on her, she's still a star. She becomes a star. And at the end of the day, when you come home, when you go to sleep, this thing is nothing to you. But with Kim, she goes to sleep with her names on every article. That you can see who gets the better benefit here in this trade. Oh, so about the next days, if we want to keep the issue alive, we would create more because you know what, we manage the media, we manage the reporters. We create more stories about different point of view about this story. What would her friends think of it? What would her parents think of it? What would scientists think of it? Yeah, it could be, just as long as we could keep the issue alive. Then Kim's still alive. So now you know. Partly because we're still having so many methods that we could manipulate the media and make us nothing but our puppets. But I'm not going to share here because I'm the creator. Now we are jumping into the next part that so many other creators will hate me for that, but what we are going to do with it. I used to be a victim. I used to be the victim of, we call it information overwhelming. I used to easily get anger or feel excited about a piece of newspaper, and then I could easily share it on my Facebook or raise my voice about the unnecessary issue that doesn't have to a business in my life. I was like that, and then I realized that maybe I have missed something. Maybe I have missed my time. I have not really to use the word waste because I don't want to criticize anything, but maybe I have missed a chance to discover something else. Maybe I have missed a chance to look for some other things that might help me with my life. And from that moment, I just see less and become a creator. Yeah, I got that right. Sorry. So the point here is whenever you pass by an article, stop, pause, consider for a moment. Do you really need this piece of article? Because everybody has the same 24 hours. Even Beyonce have the same 24 hours like us. And do you think she would cross by every article and raise her voice on almost everything she reads? No, I don't think so. And we could do that too. We could be ignorant on the information that we think is not necessary for us. Because what? Because why? Because you can always come back to that later. If you have something more important things to do, then just go to it. We can always come back later. And most important, as I explained before, in this battlefield, you're not the one to win. We win. We want your attention. We win. And now it's your chance to prove to us that you have your own mind. You have your own decision on what you're going to read and what you're going to spread. So, stop, pause, think. Merry Christmas, Ted.